Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes. And full disclosure, we pre-record these the week before, so we'll let everybody in on the secret. But today, the day that we are recording this, is Ryan's birthday. So happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday, you pal.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
Yeah. You shaved your head, you shaved your face for your birthday?
Yeah, I did. I was like, all right. Just
He looks 5 years younger.
Yeah, he does. He looks like a kid.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I guess I'm like aging backwards.
Not in a good way.
Yeah.
All righty. Well,
glad to see you're back, from where
dude,
you were. Thanks for
back.
not bringing a sickness with you like you did the last time.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm back from Japan and
China.
Yeah. So it was a good time. Good time seeing Q over there hanging out, and man, that's amazing. But
you hiked the Great Wall.
I wouldn't say quite hike. I did. I did some hiking on the Great Wall.
We got pictures of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's gonna be part of my stories for this week.
Okay.
So I don't want to get
we don't
into
want to ruin it.
Well, okay.
Because I didn't do anything else.
Except for eat.
Yeah. All right. Well, for people here in the Phoenix metropolitan area, they're very, very aware of the giant semiconductor plant up there off I-17, TSMC, huge, bringing and has brought tons of jobs, really has done wonders to the real estate market up there. But last week, the president, I think it was the president of the TSMC, met with President Donald Trump. And again, we're not here to get political, but the meeting did happen. And TSMC is announcing that they're going to invest an additional $100 billion in the Arizona market when it comes down to semiconductor plants, which, Ryan, is huge news, something that you've been talking about for years, of the evolution of Phoenix and really becoming a high-tech hub. A lot of people from Silicon Valley have moved out here. We're going to continue to see that. But this is huge, just not only for jobs, but huge for the real estate market, and really jobs in the real estate market that go hand in hand.
Well, yeah, when I first heard that they're moving a semiconductor, plant out here, I was like, you mean those things on top of the electric poles? Like how much electricity do we actually need here? But no, that's not what they're doing. They're doing microchips. They're doing a lot of AI advancements with this hardware, and it's obviously just unless you're living on the moon, that AI and all the technology advances has just been, cutting edge and at the forefront of pretty much any industry. So everybody needs more and more and more. And particularly during COVID, there was such a shortage of any of these types of things. That's why you were having a hard time getting your hands on cell phones and computers, and the prices were just skyrocketing. Well,
and eggs and toilet paper.
Well, yeah.
And
now we
things.
have a whole different,
issue with eggs.
Yeah, right. So they're going to be solving a lot of those problems here locally, even though it's not necessarily all local money. They do have the plant here, so there's a lot of additional tax benefits that are coming along with it. But a funny little story: when we were in high school, we used to throw bonfires, like boondocks, kegger parties out in the middle of the desert, right? And so we had this huge party.
What are you doing tonight for your birthday?
Yeah, right? Yeah. We threw this huge party, like hundreds of kids showed. We had several bonfires going on, and then I don't know, about an hour or two into it, we saw a bunch of jailbirds, circling around, and then just descended like 8 or 9 different SUVs, and they made every single one of us take a breathalyzer, and so everybody got, minor in possession. And the next week at school, like half of the entire student body was missing because we all had court. You fast forward to a handful of years ago, and bought a few acres right around the corner from this TSMC campus. And I call up my sister and I said, hey, Christine and I did a thing. We bought some acreage over there. We're gonna build out there. And she's like, where is it? And I was like, well, it's about half mile north of Happy Valley, quarter mile east of 19th Avenue. And she said, shut up. Hold on. My sister throws away nothing. Very, very organized, knows where everything is, not a hoarder, but she doesn't get rid of anything. Takes a picture of the ticket that she got at that party. and apparently it was at a half mile north of 19th Happy Valley in Quarter Mountain.
That's funny.
And so right now, where we used to throw boondocker parties is where they're building some of the most advanced technology in the world. And
you're a trailblazer,
right?
pal.
Yeah. I broke it in.
All right. If you would like information on the real estate market here in the Phoenix metropolitan area and what these jobs and what this huge announcement means to you, whether you're looking at relocating or investing in Arizona, I would love to walk you through in detail our thoughts and our strategies. All you got to do is, how about text the word CHIP to 623 AZ RECON. That's CHIP to 623 AZ RECON. All right, Justin. So TSMC just announced an additional $100 billion
with a B.
With a B between now and the year 2030. But this is in addition to the already $65 billion that they have already invested here. So the total investment is going to be $165. For me, the exciting part is where one giant goes, others follow. TSMC, they just don't wake up one day and say, you know what, I think I'm going to build a giant semiconductor plant in the desert. I mean, there's a lot of due diligence, a lot of research that goes into this. And I think other companies and other countries, because we're hearing about a lot of other countries wanting to now invest in the United States and in the billions of dollars, I think a lot of people are going to pay attention to the Phoenix area, and I think it's freaking amazing news for us.
I mean, you know that other companies are going to follow. I'm excited to see what this brings for this economy, for our businesses. It makes me want to buy land out there. I know there's land available, but even buying homes in that area, you know, it's just going to blow up out there just because people like the convenience of being close. And right now, there's very little out there, right? I mean, they're slowly pushing that way, but I just can't imagine what those values are going to do in the next 10 to 15 years. That's exciting to me.
And we've talked on previous episodes about what they've already started to do as far as slating for development. There's already over 1,000 different home sites that have already been released from BLM. They're still out to bid, but expect that number to 10x, 20x in the next 5 to 10 years because they have to, and they have the land to do it. One of the really interesting things about manufacturing is the amount of water it takes. It's a very messy, very dirty business. What they've done, and I don't know if you guys have read any reports on this, but in order to get their permit, because everyone knows if you're in the desert, you're going to have water problems, right? They're able to reclaim over 80% of all the water that they use out there, which is like huge as far as cutting edge technology just over on that front. The part that I'm worried about is it's already a pain in the ass to get on the 303 because they only have that one turnoff for it. So they're going to have to do a huge turnpike.
But they will. They will.
Right. Yeah. So
just takes time, though.
Well, and I do want to say the one thing that is not clear: this extra $100 billion, we don't know where in Arizona or where in the Phoenix metropolitan area that these additional plants are going to go in. They might add to where they're already at, but you don't know. It could be.
It says they're going to build 5 cutting-edge fabrication facilities.
So we don't necessarily know where they're at. But back to this particular location, Ryan. Let's talk about the investment strategies because they're going to be bringing hundreds of thousands of jobs, right? Not everybody's buying a home. Not every job is temporary, permanent. I think for investors, there's going to be a huge, huge potential market for investing in, midterm rentals, even long-term rentals. In addition to just I want to move here, I want to live here and take advantage of appreciation.
Oh man, keep it going. It's not just residential. We need a lot of hotels. We need a lot of apartments, and there's going to be a huge demand for light industrial. So anything that's going to feed off of that. So they make the microchip, whatever they're using it for, whether it be computers, telephones, or anything that tech touches. They're going to need some light industrial to either help with manufacturing, storing, freighting, whatever, transport. It's all going to piggyback off that. Now, they've already done a lot along the 303 towards the west side to help out with that, but they're going to want something even more immediate. And then as BLM decides to do more and more land burns, there's going to be a ton more opportunity. And I've been learning a ton about how BLM does their liquidations as of recent. You should definitely text into the show because we do not have enough time to go over that. But there's some pretty cool things that can be done.
Well, and that's a great point because a lot of our listeners and a lot of people looking to invest, like Justin had referenced, are looking for land opportunities, and people don't even know really what BLM land is. So I'm going to let you explain it for a second. But it's an exciting opportunity, and you have already done a lot of due diligence on how to negotiate this and how to buy this and how to bid for it. So if anyone is interested in that, I would definitely text the word CHIP to 623 AZ RECON. That's CHIP to 623 AZ RECON.
So BLM, I'm using it as a general term because federal.
So we're not talking about Black Lives Matter.
No, we're talking about no Bureau of Land Management.
Right.
is what BLM stands for. But there's also other districts and other arms within federal land, whether it be reclamation or they have all kinds of different ways that they do entitlement on it. But I'm just going to use the term BLM for general practices. They generally will say, okay, if we are going to do a land burn, or if we're going to liquidate any land, or we're seeing a massive demand for it from either TSMC or a residential site or whatever, then you have to go through a number of different channels in order to not only get them on the phone and get an application going, but they're not just going to sell it to anybody.
Yeah.
They do need to see a plan, and then they're also going to put it out for auction. So you don't just get to go over there and isolate it unless there's a couple of different scenarios in which they will allow you to buy directly from them, but they are very specific. And I kind of fell on it on a lark. Like I stumbled onto it, and I was like, so wait a minute, you're going to let me lock in a price now and purchase this? Well, let me back up a little bit. I had them on the phone for different purposes, and I was asking them, about what they do with excess land, and I'd be interested in buying some. And they said, well, you need to have impact, you need to have an offer, you need to have a number of different things, and then and only then will we consider your offer. Understand that up front, you're going to have to go through committee, which is literally like going through Congress, and that takes about 2 years for them to approve. So it's about 2 years worth of negotiations in order to just get a contract. After that, it has to go through another 5 years minimum of entitlement. So we're a total of 7 years, and most people are like,
sounds fun.
Yeah, but for me, all I'm hearing is freaking Vegas.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking like, so you're gonna let me lock in a price now, and I don't have to close on it for 7 years. So I just get to reap the benefits of all the appreciation just by putting down my earnest money, and not a penny more until then. And then they're basically yes. So. We're not all the way through committee yet, but I've already gotten a lot of initial upfront feedback from my offer, and sounds like they're going to take it. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Heck yeah.
But I won't be able to close for probably another 5-6 years.
All righty. Well, a lot of things happening, and then also in addition, when you're talking about different types of investments, you talk about hotels and restaurants. When you're going, either north or south on I-17, and you get off on the 303 and you head west. There's about a good 12 miles of nothing industrial, nothing when it comes down to hotels, nothing when it comes down to restaurants. I mean, nothing at all. So a lot of opportunities there, and we'd love to help you explore those opportunities. All you got to do is text the word CHIP to 623 AZ RECON. That's CHIP to 623 AZ RECON.